racism in football and diversity in sports journalism. On the pitch, though, it's been business as usual.
He has handled the last years.
For life insurance that rewards healthy living, Vitality.
Well, still to come on Sunrise this morning. We'll take you through the papers at 2:45 with Anne Diamond and Michael Booker. At 8:15, I've got identical twins in the studio. So both doctors, they've brought their CBBC show to the West End. I'm going to get a thorough checkup while they're here, why not? And at 9:40, I'll be meeting the inventor of a reusable coffee cup, hoping to help reduce the number of cups going into landfill every year. Lasts for a decade, apparently. Hope he's bringing one in. News@sky.com if you want to email us, or tweet is better, to be fair, at Sky Stephen. Anything you want to talk about this morning, including, as me and Isabel have just been talking about, our favourite biscuits.
Oh, we know, don't we, Stephen?
We do. Custard cream.
Oh, custard cream. Cup of tea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's the sort of thing we're talking about. But really, what is more important is will it snow at Christmas? And what's the answer? No.
From the clear blue sky of a Doha morning to the fresh autumn breeze in the city of love.
Having said that, January does look much colder. It does look as though we'll be seeing much colder air coming in across northern Europe, so a lot to keep an eye on after the new year. But for now, well, we've got sunshine and showers today. Most of the showers across western Scotland. Not too bad for everyone else to get out and about. But there will be some changes tomorrow because fronts are queuing up in the Atlantic there to throw in rain, and it does look as though it'll be a much wetter day for many tomorrow. So today then, showers in the south really well scattered and tending to fade away this morning, so there should be some decent dry weather for most of Southern Ireland and a good part of England and Wales. Some sunshine, highs in the south of 11 or 12 degrees. But fairly frequent showers from Donegal into Northern Ireland and particularly western Scotland today. Heavy showers there feeding in fairly frequently on that westerly breeze. But the showers in Scotland will fade. It'll turn chilly there tonight. Elsewhere though, a mild night with rain heading in, and it looks particularly wet in the morning tomorrow, early on anyway, across the southwest. That heavier rain will work away, but it does look as though it'll be damp and dreary from Belfast through the Midlands and down to the London area. Brightest to the north.
The weather, sponsored by Qatar Airways.
This is Sunrise. Coming up, we'll take you through the papers with Anne Diamond and Michael Booker. But we're starting with a potential breakthrough in the disruption at Gatwick, which has caused misery for tens of thousands of Christmas travellers. Sussex police say a man and woman have been arrested over what's been described as the suspected criminal use of drones. Now, the disruption started on Wednesday night has caused about 1,000 flights to be cancelled or diverted, and it's thought about 140,000 passengers have been affected. Now, today, Gatwick is aiming to run a full schedule, but says passengers should expect some delays and still some cancellations. Ali Fortescue reports.
For the third night, travellers at Gatwick Airport bed down, finding space on chairs, under escalators, or simply on the floor. But with the airport battling to get operations back to normal, a potential breakthrough, with Sussex police arresting a man and a woman. In a statement, they said as part of their ongoing investigations into the criminal use of drones, which has severely disrupted flights in and out of Gatwick Airport, Sussex police made 2 arrests just after 10 o'clock on the 21st of December. The arrests were made, they say, as a result of their determination to keep the public safe from harm. Every line of inquiry, they say, will remain open to them until they're confident that they've mitigated further threats to the safety of passengers. But the arrests won't do much to lift the spirits of those who've had their festive getaways cancelled or who still face uncertainty over whether they'll make it home in time for Christmas Day.
Flight was cancelled. We're here waiting. TAP has no presence or physical presence here in the UK, apparently in this airport. So we're trying to figure out this call out TAP, but apparently they are not giving us any solution.
So I was supposed to fly home yesterday, and I was in line from 9:30 a.m. till 21:21 in different lines, same lines. It was horrible, and I told the lady, I said, all I want to do is get home to my kids for Christmas. That's all I want.
The chaos at Britain's second busiest airport began on Wednesday evening, and in a matter of hours, tens of thousands of travellers found themselves stranded. Although Gatwick is working to clear the backlog for passengers, anyone hoping to jet off today is advised to check their flights before travelling. Ali Fortescue, Sky News.
Now, the standoff on a cargo ship in the Thames estuary has been brought to an end. Sky sources say operatives from the Special Boat Service boarded the vessel, abseiling from helicopters before the stowaway migrants who threatened the ship's crew surrendered. That happened just before midnight. The 4 stowaways have been detained under the Immigration Act. Parts of the US government have shut down after negotiations on the federal budget broke up without agreement. Donald Trump was pushing for $5 billion for his border wall, and that's opposed by Democrats. That all meant no deal was reached, and funding for about 25% of federal government has now expired. The Work and Pensions Secretary has described the European Commission President, Jean-Claude Juncker, as ghastly and grotesque. Amber Rudd was referring to Monsieur Juncker's behaviour towards women after footage from Brussels last week showed him touseling somebody's hair. She said he would probably have been subject to an official complaint if it happened in the UK. It's not a good day for travelling, I'm afraid. Millions of us planning our Christmas getaways for today, but there's plenty of road and rail disruption. If you're a driver, you're being advised to defer your journey until after 7:30 tonight. Could be delays of 2 hours on popular routes. Network Rail is also planning extensive engineering work from tomorrow to the 1st of January, affecting some major lines running into stations like Paddington and Victoria. Have a look at this on the right-hand side. This is from Slovakia. It's a car run off the road in the early hours of the morning, and it is then sent flying into the air and hitting the roof of the tunnel. I mean, it's like a proper sort of stunt thing from a movie, isn't it? The driver was 44 years old and escaped unharmed, which is nothing short of a miracle, really. Now, the Defence Secretary, Gavin Williamson, has voiced his support for Ukraine after Russia seized 3 Ukrainian naval vessels and their crews in the Black Sea. During a visit to the country, Mr. Williamson said Britain has sent a Royal Navy ship, the HMS Echo, to show that Kiev does not stand alone. From Odessa, our defence and security correspondent, Alistair Bunkle, reports.
Most of Ukraine's navy was destroyed or captured when Russia invaded Crimea. What little is left is now tied up in Odessa. Russia, on the other hand, is building up its navy on the Black Sea and becoming increasingly assertive here. Last month, Russia intercepted 3 Ukrainian boats in the Kerch Strait. 24 Ukrainian sailors are still being held in Moscow. Russia has called the sailors criminals. Ukraine says they're prisoners of war. Their families just want them home.
We don't know what motivated that country to do what they've done. My kids, my son, and other sons have been doing their job. They haven't done anything wrong. They've been on their regular duty at sea. We don't know why that happened.
They have written to the Queen asking for help. They want Britain and America to put more pressure on the Kremlin and Vladimir Putin.
He's a pirate who stabbed with a knife a brother nation and the neighbourhoods in the back. A very bad and low act.
A Royal Navy ship, HMS Echo, has been sent to Odessa as a show of solidarity. Speaking on board, the Defence Secretary said the British government will increase its support for Ukraine.
And we're the first nation to send a naval ship here to Odessa since that incident. And again, it's a powerful message of actually the support the UK is giving and leading others to also give to the Ukrainians.
Ukraine and Russia have been at war ever since Russia invaded Crimea 5 years ago. Putin has divided the country geographically and politically.
Immediately after the incident in the Black Sea, martial law was imposed here in the Ukraine. The reality is that you cannot really see the effect of that here on the streets. But in a few months' time, presidential elections will be held. And the winner will have to convince the public that they are the man or woman who can deal with the threat from Russia.
Moscow has warned Kiev not to sail through the Kerch Strait again. But Ukraine says it will respond, but when the time is right. Alistair Bunkle, Sky News, Odessa in Ukraine.
Don't go anywhere, we've got the papers heading your way in just a moment with Anne Diamond and Michael Booker.